Hello, you all. Welcome back to the channel. I posted earlier today. Man, I was looking rough, but I went on and posted anyway because I'm trying to post more. And I'm also trying to be more authentic, you all. I really hate sharing how just feelings that I feel that are really real. And so, yeah, but I am going to really work on that and work on doing it well. I don't feel like the video I posted this last time was really that great. However, that's just where I was today, earlier today. So, but I wanted to talk about some things that I've been detoxifying my emotions, as you know, if you've been following the channel. And if you have, welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I'm Sabrina. Was diagnosed with cancer in 2015. Never got better, after the treatments and everything. And since then, we found a lot of things. And now I'm dealing with 3 things from the radiation to my lungs. We found a congenital heart defect that has been giving me trouble all my life, but we found it looking for other things. I've got some growths in the liver. Had 2 growths in the lungs disappear on their own. Just really... and dealing with a lot of other things because radiation does a lot to your bone structure and chemo does. And I'm dealing with, since I was almost 10 years ago, some very late term side effects of the treatments. But since the cancer was in my lymph nodes, I do not regret having the treatments because we needed to stop that. And as you can see, the room that I'm in, which is my room, it is, have to excuse it, it's still a work in progress. I've had to move in with my mom because I can't work a full-time job. I, by trade, was a restaurant manager, event coordinator. I've been a catering manager. I did weddings on the side to de-stress, some pretty nice weddings on the side to de-stress. From the other, to use the other side of my brain. Loved it, really, because, my skills, translate to that area too. But since then, I have not had the energy or the stamina to do those things. And I am dealing with living this new life that is because I guess it's been about since 2020 that I've not been able to work full time. Because I was working as a catering manager in 1998 and 2018 and 2019. And my last day there, which I'd already put in notice, was December 31st. Not knowing that COVID was here, but I was taking classes because I was going back to school in Arlington because I wanted to become a cancer researcher. Had already been accepted and everything. We were getting news that something was going on. We just didn't know what it was. And through the scientific lines and everything. And of course, we found out it was a worldwide pandemic coming from China. So, all that to say, I've been dealing a lot with a lot of disappointments in life. This is not what I expected my life to be. Being in my situation, I've not dated in 10 years. And the last guy that was interested in me turned out to be really horrible. I was wanting to end it before I went through chemo, but once I got diagnosed with cancer, I didn't have the energy to really push him back far enough. And boy, I saw who he really was. He was a drug addict, and I didn't know that he was using like that. And some of the things that he did, oh my gosh, I had him on speakerphone when and just some of the stuff he was saying, the nurses would hear and they said, hang up, or I will hang up for you. And that's kind of what happened. It was because, I was coming out of surgery and stuff, and I was just astounded at the way he acted. But since then, I've been very careful and telling guys straight up front, this is what I'm dealing with. And so I've not dated in 10 years. Plus, because I've had a bad marriage and it was 23 years ago, I know the signs, and I've read and really learned some things since then. So I'm really I'm really working on making sure that I stay healthy in every way. I have gained weight since I'm now losing it, which has been amazing. But I have gained weight. It was like 2 years after the treatment stopped. I'd had a total hysterectomy because I had ovarian tumors that were feeding the cancer. So they did a complete hysterectomy with the ovaries and everything. And so, I'm just backtracking for those of all who've not heard this before. But so I went into a surgery-induced, what's it called? Surgery-induced menopause. And I was postmenopausal really quick. So it has done a number to my system, and it wasn't a gradual thing. It was sudden at the age of 45. And so I gained weight 2 years afterwards, just out of nowhere. And I was at that time, I've always eaten healthy pretty much and exercised, even after the cancer. When I found out I got diagnosed with cancer, I cut out a lot of things out of my diet that would feed the cancer and the growths, because I had growths in multiple areas, cut out lots of things, added a lot of things that would help me. And so I was stunned when I just gained weight that January out of nowhere, like 30 pounds. And coming to find out, it's my new body. I am now postmenopausal, cortisol. Too much cortisol is my enemy. And so I was maintaining at a certain weight, still exercising, making sure I'm not overworking my body to raise the cortisol. And then I took a medicine that several of my doctors just kept saying, you take this medicine. It was I forget what it was called. And I didn't want to, but I was like, I just figured out. I just found, what was it? What's the word I'm looking for, you all? I just finally just got to the point of, I'm just going to take it to show them. One of the reasons I didn't want to take the medicine is one of my main side effects that I've dealt with because of all the stuff going on in my body is major fatigue. And one of the side effects of this medicine was major fatigue, but I did not read far enough, you all. Another side effect of this medicine was weight gain. And it messed up my system somehow, because within 3 weeks, I gained another 20 pounds just out of nowhere. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I stopped taking it and immediately just started really working on, and I only took it for a little while. I was so fatigued that I would walk around the corner of a door and almost hit my head because I was so tired. And so I'm like, definitely not. So I took myself off the medicine, and I took whatever they were wanting to do. I was like, wait a minute, there's got to be a natural way. Found out there was a natural way to treat those symptoms. It was like 3,000 milligrams of omega-3 and evening primrose oil. And that's what I took. And it did the same thing that medicine claimed to do, but without any side effects, you all. So I go natural on just about everything if I can, unless it's just so serious, we've got to have medicine. Then I'll take it for a little while, get my system back together, and go back to natural stuff. But so I'm not anti-medicine. I'm just not anti-medicine I'm just not going to put anything in my body for years and years and shut down my liver and kidneys over time. That's just not going to happen. So anyway, so that's what I've been working with. So I got that initial weight off, this intermittent fasting, not too long ago. It worked for a while, and then it stopped working, and that weight came back on. But mind you, I was still exercising as much as my body would tolerate, and I was dealing with the lung issue. The lung issue was really manifesting at the time all this was going on too. But I have been using other things, and I'm losing it again. I think in the last 3 weeks. And when I say using other things, I'm talking natural stuff. I'm using something right now that I've heard lots and lots of good reviews, and I tried it in a different form of one of the brands, and it caused an allergic reaction with me, because a lot of natural stuff, you got to be careful also of causing an allergic reaction. And I had hives. Even though it was working, for what I needed to work on, I broke out in hives, and you can't take stuff when you have hives. So I started taking it, and a friend of mine said, well, there's this other form, and I'm not going to share it yet because I want to wait a full month. And she's been taking it because her body had gone through the ringer, a lot of medical stuff throughout the years, and she sees a wellness doctor. So she's been taking this really good product that has the adaptogenic mushrooms, but they use the really good parts of the mushrooms. So I start using it, and there's nothing that's not natural in this product. And there's only like 4 items besides the mushrooms in there, and that are all natural things you need, things my body needs. And so, and I have seen results. Because my body is regulating itself and getting stable, and it's helping my digestive tract to be okay. I have lost 11 pounds. In 2 weeks, and it's not been drastic. I didn't realize it, and so so that's what's happening. So I am working on being grateful. I was talking about earlier the joy of the Lord, and how it says in Nehemiah that the joy of the Lord is our strength. And it also says that in some translations, it says it is our refuge. And so I've been really meditating on that all day. And joy of the Lord is just having a mindset where you're focused on God. And I've talked to God about my situation because it's very painful. I have a mind that can do a lot. I have a very scientific mind that I can't do a whole lot with because I have dealing with the persistent concussion syndrome, which I think that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, because I don't think that's going to be too heavy for me right now. The persistent concussion syndrome, and I'll go into all that because I had my first concussion at 6. Brain never healed. So I've talked about it a little bit, but I am going to go through the entire story of my journey and the symptoms and all of that, because it's going to help somebody. So anyway, because of that, with the brain just not being able to be taxed without major symptoms, I have not been able to do what I want to do, like going back to school and switching, degrees and things like that. And just now having the lung issues, like right now I'm breathless. My lungs hurt, you all. And lung pain, it's all the way through. I mean, it just hurts, and it hurts through my back because your lungs sit in between. And I used to say, man, at least I don't have lung pain. And I am feeling it right now. Anyway, it hurts. But anyway, I see the specialist. I have an extended visit with him June 5th, because there's 3 different things going on with him. Anyway, so, gosh, it hurts. But, so that is, I'm working on in all of this and not being able to do what I want to do, not having that steady income flowing in. And maybe, and once I go to the doctor, I can apply for disability again. And hopefully I'll be approved. I don't want to be on disability, you all, and I don't feel like it's pride. I just feel like when you've been raised to work and you like work, I love work. I loved what I did. I loved using those skills. I loved meeting goals and team building and all of those things. I love the scientific side of things, and I loved the event coordinating and being in the wedding scene as a catering manager. We got to the point, guys, as a catering manager, to where if they had to use my event coordinating skills, because a lot of times that would happen, they wouldn't have an event coordinator and I would have to step in to help. They have to pay me $25 an hour. And so that was extra income personally for me at some of these events, and we would tell them ahead of time. I am a professional, over 20 years experience at that time, event coordinator, and if you end up having to use me, you have to pay $25 extra an hour to me. And I miss all of that. But it has freed me up to be more available for my kids when they need me. Like when my son and daughter all need me with the kids, I'm able to do that, or to help my kids move, or like my daughter move. I helped her with that. And just to I was able to take my nieces and nephews before this last accident to school and pick them up every day. But this is our last week of school. And so my niece that's the senior, she doesn't even have to go except for just certain things. So I hate that I'm missing that, but I can't help it. But it has freed me up to be available for family. And I am available for things that I can do. And also to be able to rest the way that I need to, which rest is very important. And there's a new YouTuber, I don't know if she's new, but her channel looks like she's just getting started, but she's called Blissfully Unbothered. And I found her on another channel, Kim After 50. And so Kim After 50 was talking about, I was watching one of her lives, and she mentioned, and I would see Blissfully Unbothered commenting, and she mentioned her and shouted her out. So I went to her channel, and I'm like, and she talks a lot about how rest is important and exercise and things like that. And all of us, it's like this little community that is developing of women who we hit 50 and our life is not going the way we thought it was. And instead of us giving up, we are pivoting and we're figuring it out. And we all have YouTube channels. And one of them, Linnell, she just hit, 5 million views, if I'm not mistaken. Kim After 50 has been doing it for 6 months. She's cruising. Linnell with Poverty to Paradise is a full-time cruiser. Kim After 50 cruises part-time to help her heal from her divorce. And so we're watching her journey, and she's so delightful too. I like watching both of those ladies. And I found out about Kim After 50 from Linnell from Poverty to Paradise, and I found out from Blissfully Unbothered from Kim After 50. And so me and her have kind of connected just through comments and stuff. And so, but she talks about rest and how it's important. And that's just, I know that, but I have to hear it because I am what they call type A. Very goal-oriented, can push through stuff to get the results. Enjoyed it. I love the results, I love to see the results of what I do, and that can be dangerous. So in my situation now, the healing journey, I call it a healing journey because I'm just in between. I'm going to do what I can to allow my body to heal and to be able to get back into life. I may be doing something different than I used to do, but I'm going to figure this out with God's help. And that's the thing. The baseline, I think, with all of us is God is helping us. And we know that. So that's what I am. I'm just going to be grateful, and I'm going to post more because I know I'm supposed to do this channel. And I'll keep you all posted on this situation with the lungs. Anyway, I need to stop because talking is hurting. But I just wanted to just share this and just encourage you. If you're going through a hard time, just walk with me and with this finding the positive and figuring it out and enduring. The Bible says the race is not given to the swift, but to those who endure to the end. So let's endure to the end together and see what happens. Because the things that I used to look forward to are now dwindled to getting my car fixed from another accident where somebody else hit me. I want my own place. I want a job that I can do. I want to go back to work. And that's never been a problem. These are things I never had to believe for, but those are just having enough money coming in to where I can cook in my own space the way I want to cook. Not that my mama's oppressive, but you know what it's like when you're in somebody else's house. Anyway, you all have a great day. And remember to have courage in adversity. Have courage in pain. Everything we do to move forward is not done in vain. Until next time, bye.